In this segment, I want to talk about blue ocean strategy. If you've not read the book, please go and borrow or download free available sources by Chan Kim. And the reason why it's called blue ocean versus red ocean is because the red ocean is contested market segments where it's so competitive. All the sharks are there in the ocean and they're killing each other, and you have a blood red sea. Okay, whereas blue ocean are uncontested market domains, and it's not just marketing, but it's areas that we can innovatively create that has not been thought about, right? And because it's so new, it's so fresh, blue ocean creates your own market, as well as the ability to help you dominate in that market, being a first mover. So let's take a quick look theoretically at the differences. Red ocean strategy competes in existing markets, whereas blue ocean creates uncontested market spaces. Now, the keyword is create. Yeah, you're not just going to search and find. You have to create your own, and therefore you need to do some work. You got to put in some creativity. Red ocean exploits existing demands, and so at the end of the day, you are always going to just compete on price point. Whereas blue ocean creates and captures new demand, new interest. Red ocean beats competition in the same game, but this one you make the competition obsolete and irrelevant. Red ocean makes value cost trade-off, so its price point down here, it breaks the value cost trade-off, meaning you break the gridlock. Yeah. Red ocean aligns activities with its choice of differentiation or low cost. It's either or, whereas down here there's a pursuit of both differentiation and low cost. All right. I think some of you who have been following me for some time, maybe some years, I've always used this example of the Olympic Games. And the Olympic Games, the China Beijing Olympic 2008 was one such key example. If you remember 2008, more than 10 years ago, it was phenomenal. There was such a theatric show with a 1 hour full of fireworks going off at the bird nest, right, in Beijing. And it was the talk of the town. Everybody was just wowed by the astronomical effort that was put into creating such a big show. Now, at the close of the Beijing Olympic Games, everybody was asking, I wonder how the next Olympic Games might look like, because this seems to set up such a high standard already. Who's going to top that? And the next country, the next city was London 2012, 4 years later, right? I mean, if you were the London 2012 committee, what would you do? How will you top that? Because this costs millions of dollars. Will you have bigger show, more theatrics, more fireworks? What will you do? Now, if you think red ocean, then you're trying to beat all those elements. But if you think blue ocean, you're going to go back to your drawing board. You're going to ask yourself, what area do what aspects of my work or my country that I know I'm strong at that other countries don't have, that Beijing doesn't have? So it comes back to you, right? Looking at your strengths. And then taking a look at other people's strengths and look at their weaknesses and capitalize on their weakness. But first, let's do some self-introspection now. What does London have that the rest of the world will not be able to have in its lifetime? London has London Bridge. It has Big Ben Tower. It has the Eye. It has personalities, so software like the Queen. Only London has the Queen, right? Queen Elizabeth. Only England has James Bond, Daniel Craig. So they paired Daniel Craig with the Queen, and they did this parachute thing, during the entrance. Quite funny. Only London has the Beatles. Paul McCartney was put out there to sing. Only London has the London Philharmonic Orchestra. Only London has Mr. Bean, Chariots of Fire. That was hilarious. Only London has David Beckham, football. So they put in all these elements that only London had that other people cannot contest. They basically changed the gameplay and the rules of the game. So it doesn't matter that you are nobody. You have something that the rest of the world will not have. Do you have a story? Do you have an experience that only you have it and other people cannot follow? Do you have some subject matter? Now, subject matter everybody has, right? But an area that you can solve that other people will find it hard to solve simply because they do not come from your same context as you. Okay, so these are things that help you frame blue ocean uncontested arenas. And you know what? Guess what? Once London 2012 opened up with the opening ceremony, nobody compared. Nobody said, hey, but then Beijing got bigger fireworks. No, nobody. Because it was so attractive and so enthralling. It changed the whole gameplay. It was a different game altogether. So when you are competing with your products, with your coaching, with your training, never benchmark against, oh, WSQ also got this leadership and people development, BD, business development, business service excellence. Frame it differently. Change it differently. Okay, so that's the first thing you need to know. Let me go in to help you understand how you can start off using a science. The blue ocean strategy uses the ERRC framework to create value, to innovate value. And it's very interesting. distinguishes both the pain and gain, because ultimately people buy something to get rid of pain or to attain the gain, right? So it's neatly divided into ERRC. What is ERRC? E stands for eliminate the pain or reduce the pain. That's all. That's all. Take a look at your product. Take a look at the solution that you intend to offer to your clients and ask yourself, what pain am I eliminating? Eliminate means totally delete, remove. Or if you cannot, at least reduce the pain, ease the pain, soothe the pain. People will buy that. And then look at the gain arena and ask, what is RC? R is to raise the gain. C is to create value, the gain. So they already have, so for raise, it means they already have some value. They already have a baseline, like resource. Can you raise that up? For example, a company, if I do B2B, they already have sales. They're already making money. But can I raise that benchmark for them? Because people will pay for that. They will invest. Or if they don't have, then I start from ground zero and create for them, create a system for them, for example. People will pay money if you can raise or create gain or value. So let's take a look at example. Case study of my corporate sales training last time. So this is mine, guys. Okay, look carefully how I divide it into these 4 quadrants. Years ago, I used to do corporate, like I told you. I spoke at the conferences, the annual conventions, and then after that, I went to the different departments, right, the teams. And the number one thing will be sales. So for financial institutes, it's all about sales of their instruments, their portfolio, their investment portfolios. And then for real estate, it will be again clients, right? For banks, it's the same thing. So I went into one company. I just was a corporate company, and how I started with the pain. Now, so I helped to get rid of the old third-party middlemen who do not have product knowledge and lack of competency. So what happened was this, right? They will always engage external sales people to come in to train them, and they do not have the product knowledge. Now, neither do I. So they first engaged me because I was another external sales trainer, right? So I look at I asked a lot of questions. I qualified them first. So your first few sessions with them is not to quickly go in and deliver. Your first few sessions is to find out. So we call this qualification process, because you need to survey and to find the root problem. I mean, people call you because they want a problem solved, right? In this case, it was a pain. So then when I do that, I immediately take off my service provider hat and put on my consultant hat. So the first thing I told them, I said, Mr. CEO, I'm really not your regular trainer. You don't treat me like a vendor. I actually come in to study and advise you. So I'm a consultant. So I got rid of the third party now. Obviously, I need to help them with other areas. Reduce paperwork in the sales reporting. Internal politics, there was a lot of team building issues. There was no team to begin with. Everybody's competing, very territorial, the old versus the new, or the young, and nobody's working together. And then everybody was feeling discouraged and fatigued. So I went in initially to be engaged as a sales trainer, but I turned into a consultant and a team builder. Okay, let's take a look at the right-hand column. Raise that gain. Okay, so the sales fatigue, the staff fatigue resulted in high turnover rate. Now, let's take a look at the raise. I helped integrate their training in their team building retreats to increase morale and productivity. And I revamped the incentive reward system to make it more attractive. Now, let's take a look at this one. I told you, right? I came in not to be just another sales trainer, 3 hours, once a week, come in, train, and go off, because they're already so jaded. Motivational level is very low. So I go in, I also use the 5H framework. I check their head, I check their heart, I check their hands. I check their hands first to see what competency they have already. What skills? I check the head to see what kind of training they have, what information has been given already. They have an L&D department. I told you they keep engaging external trainers. Then I checked their heart and it was on an all-time low. Actually, they're very sincere to go for another training. They just want to go out and do their sales, right? And they can't stand each other. So I said, no, Mr. CEO, actually, if you bring me in to just train, you're going to get the same result. Yeah, I cannot come in as a trainer. I got to come in to do team building first. So that's what I did. And then I incorporate the training into the team building. So I did a whole gamification. I actually ran a contest. I broke them into 4 teams, of 10 each. There were 40 of them. And then I got them to do street canvassing. They actually go out and sell stuff. I mean, that's the training part. But then they had to work as a team to collect resources, to work with each other, to do a campaign on the street. It's called street campaigning. Okay. At the back end, I helped them. I got some other friends to come in to help revamp the reward, because, motivation, it thrives on rewards, on incentive, commission. So even the game, the 3-day game that we played on the streets, there was reward system. You can win up to 4 digits per team, $1,000. And the more things you sell, the more commission you get. You see? Then I created something that they didn't have. I introduced compulsory assessment tools. Now they had no clue what kind of sales psychology. Maybe I should get Mariam in next time, right? Because all they have is skills, how to close, how to sell, how to pitch, right? But they don't know their personality type. So the majority of them were not the aggressive, hard sellers. They can't stand that. So I told them, you can sell to your strength. Use people, use relationship. And I have psychological assessment tools for you. And then I created a new training system for the new recruits, because a lot of them just came in and they had to, sink or swim. Yeah. So I essentially created a whole year's curriculum or tracking system for them, and also advanced modules for the seniors. And then I came in no longer as a trainer. I told you I'm a consultant. I came in to do supervision. I help build teams and team leaders. And these team leaders were supposed to organize their own COPs, community of practice. Team A versus Team B versus C versus D. Healthy rivalry is good because of the commission, but they are periodically coming together to revise their best practices, to share knowledge, and also to practice on each other once a week. And I will come in to supervise the team leaders, 4 of them. Okay. So guess what? I competed in the Blue Ocean. This is hardly a sales training anymore. It has morphed into a consultant, and I was able to take this on as a project account for 1.5 years. And it was quite handsome. I mean, every month to the tune of 5K. Yeah, not for training, but for building and developing their sales team, 40 of them. To them, it's cheap, because I do counseling, psychological support, I help build the teams. And the reason why I'm doing this is because till today, I still keep in touch with them. And this is like 8 years ago. And they actually come for my courses outside of the company now, because I believe in clients, LTVs. LTV, take this down. LTV is called long-term value. Always see your clients, your customers from this lens. Long-term value, they grow up with you. I used to also do, but not anymore, parenting workshop. I mean, my teams are doing it now. How? Because I was engaged by MOE. If you know my story, I did youth work. I started off that way 15 years ago. Youth, right? Then very soon, the parents want, actually parents are the main clients, not the students. I started out in schools, the parents support groups. So unwittingly, I actually amassed myself a database of leads. They're all parents. They wanted consultation, they wanted to send their boys to me, etc. I said, you know what, I do a parents workshop for you. So they came, they did very well, and I did at the school. Then after that, I came out, but I still got the leads. So whenever you have the data with you, you can travel and they will follow. This is your tribe. Okay. So I did outside, and I combined 5 schools. I worked with, back then there was this school fellow, family life coordinator. And she owned a zone, so to speak. She had this 5 schools, 6 schools. All 6 schools, all the PSG all came. Each school got at least 20 or 30. Wow, I got 100 plus in the conference. All parents, all wanting to buy my book. And I just, at one point in time, I almost like Charlene, like that. I thought that maybe this is my target audience, like I can be called the parent whisperer or something like that. Yeah, but thank God I didn't, because the shelf life of family life is very short, because the kids grow up and then all of a sudden there's no more pain already. They're all adults, get out of my home, right? So you must also know the target, the window to address this market. Anyway, the parents followed me. I started creating this whole parent pool to address whether it's studies, behavior, motivation. I think motivation always ranks very high. How do I motivate my child? And I brought in all my psychology tricks on them. And I help to reduce the pain and create all these boot camps. Yeah. So today, I can tell you I have a database of about 1,000 plus. It's not many, but I have 1,000 plus parents list. They're sitting around. The kids have grown up, because 10 years, all you need is 10 years and they become adults, right? So the parents now follow me in my other work, whether it's moms, because moms sacrifice a lot. They actually quit their jobs and all that, but now they need business strategies. Yeah, so they still follow me. The evolution based on the developmental station has changed, but I'm still there, and I can offer any other products or services depending every time, okay, depending on what pain and gain is I can help solve. All right. So remember, as an entrepreneur, I don't really care what products or services you have. The key thing is whether you can solve this pain and raise this gain. There is a famous analogy, another case example, which I think I want you all to Google. Yeah. In fact, when you're reading this book, Blue Ocean, they will cite this case study by Cirque du Soleil. You heard of Cirque du Soleil, this theater circus, yeah, circus act. But they are so innovative. They came out in the 80s, 1980s. They are so different from a traditional circus, which is the Ringling Brothers, you know, those Barnum circus, that kind of thing, which has animals and rings. Yeah. Cirque du Soleil, as you know, is very state of the art. One of the things they realized is as the circus industry went down, Cirque du Soleil came in and said, no, we are not competing in the red ocean, which is the traditional form. Yeah, we want to address some pain points and raise up the gain points. So what's the pain? They said the cost is very high, obviously. Yeah, and nobody has that kind of interest because of the technology and MTV and TV, you know, even internet, all having demands for people right now, right? For entertainment, the movies. So this was the competition out there. So they said, let's reduce costs. They cut on all levels, including removing animal acts, because that's the most costly. Yeah. Then let's have something novel, because now let's feature people with talent, people with skills, acrobatics, gymnastics, those kind of thing. Then, because what was on the incline, what was growing in terms of popularity was Broadway musicals. So they turned it into a theater production. There's story, you know, there's plots. It's not just come and it's not just clowns. No, it's a whole movie experience that they can bring the audience into it and tell a story and even teach some morals behind it. Yeah. Then they say, okay, how to reduce costs further? Who do we get? Now, all these are highly skilled acrobats. They went to all those gymnasts, you know, Olympics, you have the first, second, third, right? But then the rest are equally just as good. It's just that they don't have jobs and they're never recognized. They're nobodies, right? But they're very highly skilled. Yeah, from Russia, Czechoslovakia, all over Europe. They went for the 4th place winner, 5th place winner. Nobody heard of them. And they offered them long-term jobs, at least 1 to 2 years touring around the world. They took it. They were cheaper than the 1st place, 2nd place winners, right? And then they hired all these extras and then put them together. They also realized that what the old traditional circus business was that they created superheroes. They created big time names, celebrities. So if he was a strong man and he's known as Hugo the strong man, right? And then what that created was competition within the market. So this guy would say, hey, I got a name, I got a brand, I will go and sell myself. You cannot pay me this amount, I will go to somewhere else. So the circus business owner will lose that person, that star player. So Cirque du Soleil eliminated the celebrity status. Everybody was anonymous. There's no names. You come on, you put on your mask, and you do your show as Cirque du Soleil. They're branded, no personal branding, but the theater production was branded. So they did all this that was different from other people. What I want you to get out of this example is you should do things differently from others. Don't copy. You should study them, please, and have a mutual respect for them. But you should not work on their strength because you will never win. It's just like me trying to be like Adam Cole, because the brand name is Adam Cole. I cannot replace that. I should work at their weakness.